In this video, me and my friends Boomsikle and tidebods try to speedrun Minecraft, but we make many mistakes throughout the whole thing. Don't go thinking that we were professionals, because we aren't. This video took a long time to make, so I very much appreciate the support. Now enjoy the video. To start off, I did what basically every other Minecrafter would do. Got some wood, made an axe, and went off to kill every animal in my sight. I guess my job was just get as much food as possible while the others were out getting iron. I mean, we wouldn't want to be stuck in the nether with absolutely no food. I stared each and every one of those animals right in the eye and warned them that they may never see their families again. While I was looking around, I actually managed to find a lava pool so we could get it to the nether right away. I then decided to collect some stone, and I also found some iron while I was down there, so that's kind of nice. When I came back up and began smelting all of the food that I had gathered, I noticed that Boomsikle had showed up, with absolutely nothing to give me. I was nice enough to provide him with a leather chestplate and a little bit of food. With the iron that I had collected, I was able to craft a bucket and go to get some water. When I returned, I noticed that tidebods was now here, with some pretty good stuff as well. He gave me a golden shovel, so I used it to gather some blocks before heading into the nether. I then tried to make a nether portal like a speedrunning god, but it didn't really go as planned. For a split second there, I really did think that I was a professional gamer. But after a while, I was able to finish it. Tidebods was then able to use the fire charges that he'd collected to light the portal. Before heading in, I thought I might need something to MLG with, so I went to go slaughter some slimes. I also thought I should probably set my spawn just in case I die. Those darn baby zombies are so annoying to kill. I hate them so much. And then the most random thing happened. Boomsikle just fell from the sky and died. He really isn't the most helpful of friends. Someone must have told him that he could fly, and he just learned the hard way. After that very strange incident, I was finally ready to head into the nether. The spawn was pretty decent as well. We were in the normal biome with a nearby crimson forest. As I was exploring deeper into the nether, Boomsikle died. I am very disappointed in him. I then tried to MLG with the slime block, but I learned that you have to land in the middle, not the sides. So yeah, I took quite a bit of fall damage. We were going to need gold to trade with piglins, so I mined all that I could. Tidebods had already started trading, so I just gave all my gold to him and continued looking for a fortress. I came into close contact with a hoglin, which was really frightening at the time. I wouldn't say that they're the scariest mobs in the nether, but the way they charge at you just makes them that much more frightening. But after running away for a little while, I finally managed to kill it. I wanted a flint and steel, and I got the flint on the first block of gravel that I mined. I was feeling pretty good about life after that. I then began collecting some blocks that I would use to make sketchy bridges across the nether. A piglin randomly just fell from the ceiling, attempting to go stab me. I collected some mushrooms, not knowing that you need both kinds of mushrooms to make mushroom stew, so it was quite useless. A ghast began firing at me, but I guess he was too shy to continue on, so he hid in the shadows. As I was mining some gold, my pickaxe broke and I had no stone to make another one, so I was kind of screwed. If you look in the bottom left, you'll see that tidebods found ancient debris while I was here scrambling for some stone. Although I was able to make a bow, plus I had some spectral arrows from trading with piglins. But I really don't think I used it in a very good way. I shot a pigman hoping to kill them all and maybe get some gold. Although I really didn't realize just how many of them would show up. It was even starting to lag a little bit. I crafted myself an iron sword and began stabbing them, but I feel like they just kept on coming. I would be stuck up here infinitely. The situation was not going to be very easy to get myself out of. Eventually I had killed them all, so I jumped down to get the gold, not realizing that the babies would still attack me. As I was running away, Boomsikle got the advancement cover me with diamonds. I was really starting to feel quite poor. A random person also joined the server, but he left pretty quick, so he was no problem. I guess I thought the best way of me escaping was to mine the blocks with my fists, but now that I think about it, that wasn't my smartest moment. And then I had a genius idea. My plan was to leave the server and come back on to see if the pigmen were still there. And to my luck, they weren't. Kind of a hack, not gonna lie. When I came back down, tidebods had found the fortress. The speedrun really wasn't looking too bad. Then Boomsikle showed up with his epic gear. He thought it would be funny if he bullied the pigmen. Our job right now was to get pearls, so he helped me kill an Enderman. Then, as I was peacefully mining some gold, a piglin snuck up on me and tried to kill me. I was quite scared, so I shielded the whole time, getting a hit at it with my pickaxe every once in a while. But then, well, yeah. I was very mad, so I decided to take my anger out on a zombie. It took so many light jabs until I could finally knock out that zombie. And after that, I was back to the beginning, collecting wood and slaughtering more families of pigs. And after a little bit more preparation, I was finally ready to head back into the nether. Boomsikle had conveniently put my stuff in a chest, so I quickly gathered as much as I could before being shot by several piglins. I had a close fight with one of them, but he was no problem. I then crafted myself another shield. Another random guy joined the game again. I guess I forgot to turn on whitelist. But he left pretty soon though, so he was no big deal. After that, I began collecting some gold so I could trade with piglins. Me and boomsikle spent a while searching in the Crimson Forest for gold, but we didn't find very much. I then went head to head with a ghast, hoping to hit the fireball back at it, but it didn't go as planned. I guess I underestimated how hard it would be to hit it back. Or maybe I'm just bad at Minecraft. And I was back to collecting gold. I began trading with piglins, but he didn't seem to give me any good stuff. So I gladly burned him with the junky fire charges that he had given me. I then tried to fight a ghast melee, and I actually managed to kill it. Nice. I feel like that could almost be an achievement that they add to the game. We were planning to make potions, so I grabbed some glowstone for speed too. And then the weirdest thing happened. Boomsikle said they had found ancient debris after mining one block down. I immediately went over to check it out, and sure enough, he did. We were really excited, as you can see. And then tidebods showed up. Everything seemed to be falling into place now. And with his professional gaming skills, he used vines to climb up to us. It was finally time to head back into the overworld. And then the search for the stronghold began. Lots of boating was going to happen. On the way, I collected some snow that I could use to destroy the end crystals. It was much easier than gathering arrows for a bow. I had so much leather from killing cows, so I decided to make myself a full set of leather armor. I feel like leather armor is so uncommon, but I didn't have any iron, so leather would have to do. The main thing that we needed now was pearls, so I killed every Enderman that I could. And the first one that I killed actually dropped one. I've killed way too many cows on this world. After some more boating, tidebods found the stronghold. He told us the coordinates, so we just had to follow him. On my way over, I found a shipwreck with some pretty decent gear inside. Not bad at all. And after following cords for a little longer, I found tidebods' boat that he had left behind. It led me straight down into where he had entered the stronghold. I mined the block, and yes, I was finally in. Now the only difficulty would be finding the portal room. I met up with tidebods inside. And just a little after, boomsikle joined us as well. We were now all looking for the room. My axe had broke, so I had to try and stab the silverfish with my pickaxe. In my opinion, they really are one of the most annoying creatures in the game. I feel like whenever you're in a stronghold, they just keep popping out at you from every direction. I found the library, and there was a Sweeping Edge 3 book inside, which is not bad, I guess. We needed more pearls, so I thought our best chance would be trading with piglins in the nether. I found a lava pool, and quickly made another nether portal like an epic speedrunner. And here we go again, back to the nether. Just to see that we had literally the worst spawn ever. We were in the middle of a lava lake, so we had to bridge a decent ways just to get to land. Tidebods began confidently speed bridging across the nether, his bedwars skills really coming in handy. He even tried god bridging at the end, but he didn't make it very far. Once we were across, I began collecting all the gold that I could see. Turns out that there was a fortress right here. We really could have used it earlier before we spent an hour looking for a fortress and coming back. I tried trading with piglins, but they just give me leather, which you already know I had too much of. I tried fighting a ghast, and it very nearly killed me. It got me down to 3 hearts before I could heal. These raw pork chops really aren't very sustaining either. And after trading plenty more gold, I was back to trading with piglins. The gold nuggets were really starting to pile up. I could barely fit them all in my inventory. And more junk. Great. But finally, after what seemed like forever, I got some pearls. Although we were now closer to the amount that we needed, we still didn't have enough. When I was about to come back through the portal, tidebods died. When I came back in, I saw boomsikle with full diamond armor. Yeah, that's right, full diamond. He looked at me in disgust with my leather. He had enough to give me a helmet and 9 extra, which I then used to make a diamond chestplate. I then found an Enderman, so I went to go attack it. We just had a couple pearls left to get. And that's when things got really messy. I was poisoned by a witch, shot by several skeletons, hit by many zombies. Things were not looking very good. I got myself trapped in a corner, desperately trying to escape. I managed to get out and run away with hardly any health. But when I tried to eat, the skeleton got me. And my spawn wasn't set. Well, this is just lovely. This was so frustrating. Well, it was back to boating very long distances. It was the ride of shame and sadness. I was so lonely. A random guy joined the game once again, but when he died to a zombie, he left. Eventually, I had found the stronghold again, and I was going down at 2.5 hearts, which really wasn't the smartest idea, cause, well, I drowned. Yeah. So it was back to boating. Yay, so exciting. The server lagged out a bit, and I somehow got kicked for flying when I was just trying to get in my boat. But it was no problem because I made my way back to the stronghold and got in without dying. but it wasn't very safe in there with creepers and other mobs in all directions. But I was able to block myself off, so I was safe for now. But not for long, because I was attacked by a baby zombie. And once again, I died. I hate baby zombies so much, they're so annoying and hard to kill. So I was back to boating once again. Yay. When I was getting really close to the stronghold, I was at 2 hearts on a tree with a skeleton shooting at me. So I cowered in that tree for a while, waiting for my savior to come. I was really scared for a while though. I mean, living on 2 hearts isn't the most comfortable situation to be in. And after a lot of waiting, boomsikle finally came to save me. Although he tried to light me on fire in the rain, so I'm not sure that I can totally trust him. Although he did give me food, so I was able to heal back up to full health. That made the whole thing a little less terrifying. As we were coming back to the stronghold, tidebods drowned. I don't know how or why, but he did. Boomsikle was kind enough to give me a wooden pickaxe. I mean, that's just so generous of him. So I very slowly made my way back down to our little base. Once I got down, I immediately set my spawn point. I really didn't want to boat another 1,000 blocks to get back here. While I was trying to go get my stuff back, there was just so many mobs in the way. It was total chaos getting all the way there. Once I got to the chest with my stuff in it, I immediately put on my diamond armor. I was so tired of dying at this point. I also got my shield so I could block away the crowd of zombies. I found that boomsikle had started a small little aquarium with a fish, but I had to isolate him to make more space for the bed. Hopefully he'll survive in that dark hole. Now unfortunately, I didn't record the in-game sound for the remainder of the video. Beginner's mistake. Sorry for the inconvenience. Anyways, me and boomsikle went back to the nether where he was immediately attacked by piglins. And even though he was in full diamond armor, of course he needed my help to save him. It was only 2 piglins, like come on. And then he thought it would be a good idea to shoot one of the zombie pigmen and then run away. These definitely weren't his smartest moments. He even asked for my help. So I did the exact opposite. I became one with the pigs. I led them into battle as boomsikle ran for his life. It was pretty entertaining watching boomsikle scream whilst being followed by an army of zombie pigmen. After that I continued the trading, hoping to get a couple more pearls. When I came back through the portal, I found that tidebods had come back from the dead. He had an even harder time getting back here than I did. I thought my best chance at getting some more pearls could be going to the desert, so I made my way back up to the surface. Tidebods had to go, so me and boomsikle would have to finish the speedrun without him. He had helped us a lot, being the one to get all of the blaze rods. We would miss him, but we had to continue on. We were so close to finally getting to the end. After some more searching through the desert, I found my first Enderman. But sadly, he didn't drop a pearl. I mean, I guess it's fine, we still have plenty of time to get more. I was kinda just waiting for night now. And while I was waiting, I found a desert temple, so I made my way down to loot it. The main prize was a TNT. It could maybe help us kill the Ender Dragon. Inside the chest was some pretty good loot as well. Some saddles, gapples, and gunpowder. Then I made my way back up. I went to the top of a mountain and looked around for Endermen, and there weren't any. But when night finally came, I did find one. And it dropped a pearl. Now we just need a couple more. Boomsikle was also looking for Endermen now. I found that if you don't find an Enderman in a way that it can't reach you, it is one of the scariest things. I looked around in the desert for a little bit more, and I couldn't find any Endermen. But boomsikle said he had got the final pearls, so I just headed back. When I saw boomsikle, he had a small army of dogs growing. He said he had got the last 2 pearls that we needed, so we could now go to the end. So we made our way back down to our little base. We just had some final preparation to do before we went off. We also had to make sure that the fish was still alive. We needed some wood, so I made my way into the nether because I really didn't want to go back up to the surface. I went on the bridge to the Crimson Forest and I got 1 tree. That's really all we needed. When I came back through the portal, I saw that our creeper had almost gotten to us, but his big brain was too large to fit through the hole. When boomsikle tried to kill it, it exploded. Luckily, no other mobs came through, but there was a potion effect, which was a little bit concerning. While I was smelting my food, I noticed that we wouldn't have enough for the Ender Dragon fight. So I went back up to the surface to kill some animals. I found a horse, so I decided to tame it, using the saddle that I had gotten from the desert temple. My plan was to pass by the animals on my horse and kill them. Which actually worked out quite well. I easily one-tapped every animal that I saw. I really shouldn't make these parts sound so gruesome, but it's part of the speedrun. Think of it as if they're serving me, trying to help me win the game. Riding around on the horse was a much more efficient way of doing it. It made the experience much more enjoyable, but sadly, my horse had to go. He couldn't fit down the small hole to our little base, but he will be remembered as a great hero. Once I got down, I began smelting food using lava buckets. I also crafted some beds that I would use to explode the dragon. I then began digging a hole in the general direction of the portal room. There were so many mobs in the cave, so I didn't want to risk going through there. Boomsikle had a full aquarium now. We really didn't need all of these fish. I tried to put the Sweeping Edge 3 book on my axe, but then I realized it was only a swords enchantment. While I was doing some more digging, I found a cave, which had parts of the stronghold in it. We could go through these to get to the portal room. While I was trying to shoot a witch, Finley's dog jumped into the way and I accidentally hit it, triggering all of his dogs to attack me. I didn't want to kill him because I liked having a dog on me, but at the same time I really didn't want to die. They got me all the way down to 2.5 hearts before I was finally able to block myself in and heal. That was much closer than it needed to be. I was kind of tempted to go out there and explode all of his dogs, but I'm not that mean. One dog is no big deal, but having an army of them makes them very lethal. I then found yet another witch, so I killed it. And then I ended up in a dark room with like 3 creepers all exploding at the same time. Although this wasn't as scary as the dogs. And after a lot of searching, we finally found the end portal. While I was placing in the eyes, I accidentally knocked Boomskull's wolf in. But he didn't die in the lava, so he must be the first one to the end. I made sure to place a bed so that just in case if we died in the end, we could respawn and come back in. We were now ready for the final stage of the speedrun, killing the Ender Dragon. The spawn was basically already on the island, so we didn't have to bridge across at all. I used the snowballs that I had gathered earlier to take out the first crystals. I had to tower up a little bit on the second one, but I was still able to reach it. With the accuracy that I had throwing those snowballs, I felt a little bit like Elf. Remember the scene from the movie? Never mind. I had to tower up to get the next crystal. I also set up some TNT so that when the dragon came down, I could light it and run. While I was trying to shoot another one, the dragon fired at me, and I thought I could hit it back the same way I would with a ghast, but I learned that's not how it works. I decided to just tower up to the crystal and get it that way. The second that the dragon came down, I lit the TNT, but because of the water that Boomskull had placed, it did like no damage, so it was kind of a waste. I killed an Enderman, and it dropped a pearl. We've had many pets through this speedrun, so we made a grave for them. Boomskull dropped in the remainder of his wolves and his fish, and I dropped in my saddle to represent my horse. We grieved over the losses of our dearest and most beloved pets. They would be missed, so we would slay the dragon for them. We would make them proud. I tried the TNT again, but it did even less damage than the first time. I also tried exploding a bed, and it worked quite well. How is a bed more powerful than TNT? After Boomskull went to get the final crystal, he fell down and actually pearl clutched. I didn't think he was capable of doing such an epic gamer move. Now that we had destroyed all the crystals, I tried another bed. We were so close. When it perched again, I came under it and smacked it with my axe. It was now under half health. I don't think that the dragon is flexible enough to hit me when I'm in that position, making it really vulnerable. When it was coming down again, I tried to place a bed, but it smacked both me and Boomskull far away. I MLG'd, but Boomskull died. Good thing we set our spawn point, because now he could just come right back in. When I came close again and exploded the bed, it launched me so far into the air. I MLG'd and went to go back in, but this time its wing flew me back up into the air. I couldn't even get close to it, but like a professional gamer, I MLG'd once again. I was able to get back under the dragon and finish it off. I must say that it's not nearly as satisfying without the sounds. We had done it. It took us 4 hours, but we still did it. It's hard to believe that someone's done this in 13 minutes. But this was our first time, so I'm happy we even beat it. It was quite satisfying watching it explode in the air. We had done it for the pets. I got the dragon egg, 'cause, why not? Then I jumped back into the portal and watched the beautiful end credits roll. Also bullied Boomskull a little bit at the end, just for the fun of it. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to do the YouTube stuff. Also comment what I can improve on in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.